Yo, what's up, guys? How are you doing today, man? We're reviewing Happy Gilmore 2. Now, I watched Happy Gilmore 1 earlier this year, so it's pretty ingrained in my brain. And Happy Gilmore 2 just dropped literally, like, I think, Friday on Netflix. I'm recording this video Saturday, just finished watching it. I started watching it some of yesterday and then seeped into today, and I just finished it now. But it was honestly a really good sequel, in my opinion. I'm seeing a lot of like hate on like my timeline, stuff like that. I don't know if it's just like old men yelling at clouds or what it is, but overall, I give Happy Gilmore 2 an 8.6 out of 10. I really feel like they hit like 4 quadrants, just like really, really good. It's a really good mix of nostalgia. There's a good mix of comedy. And there's also a ton of new characters and just an abundance of characters. You're like, wait, he's in this? She's in this? He's from the original Happy Gilmore. She's from the original Happy Gilmore. We have Adam Sandler's own wife and children in the movie as well. It's just everybody and anybody you think of is in Happy Gilmore 2. And it was also, I don't know why I can't talk. It was also a really good storyline, you know? Adam Sandler, aka Happy Gilmore, you know, he has that Bruins jersey. If you're a Bruins fan like myself, I mean, you're kind of happy, you know? He announced our first round pick, James Higgins, out of Boston College on ESPN, the NHL draft. And here he is, not even like maybe like a month later, dropping Happy Gilmore 2, rocking the Bruins merch. I mean, shout out to Adam Sandler. But overall, it was a really good storyline, in my opinion. I mean, from the beginning, you know, he ends up taking a massive break from golf. Because we ended up finding out what happened to his wife. So he was on the green, hit a ball, and I don't have no idea to this second, why did Happy's wife Virginia not get out of the way when he uncorked on a ball, went straight at her, and she stayed straight there. And I'm thinking, oh, it just hits her in the mouth. And you end up finding out, not only does that ball just not only hit her in the mouth, ends up leading to her demise and her literal death. And just instantly, like 10 minutes in, she's dead, and it's her funeral. I'm like, what? And then they have these, what? Don't they have like 5 beautiful children? I'm like, oh my god. So that's that storyline, you know. He ends up killing his wife with the golf ball, and now he literally has to become a single father of 5 children. He doesn't have money because he's a quote-unquote retired golfer, and he's basically washed. Oh, but there's more, because he's also an alcoholic too. And then he ends up losing his grandmother's house which they were living in. So now he has to move to live with John Daly, another golfer as well. And he's literally just living there with all of them. And he's literally just scraping by with his money. Like, he literally has like not much to look for. And then he ends up going to AA meetings. And who ends up being the leader at the AA meetings? Of course, it's Hal from his grandmother's nursing home, who literally mistreated his grandmother. So just, of course, Ben Stiller does a phenomenal job as Hal. I absolutely despise him, which lets you know just how great of an actor Ben Stiller was. But yeah, my boy Happy was really spiraling down an awful hole. He was hiding alcohol in random places, like in his phone. He would just have this piece where he would just drink out of it. He ended up picking up a job at the grocery store. Looked like he was a cucumber. It was a fake cucumber. You can open up a button and it was alcohol. Like, it was literally anything like this PS5 controller. He would have put a hole into it and he would just drank from it. Like, it was just an absolutely insane storyline. The man was literally working at Stop and Shop on a job drinking, like literally absurd. And finding out about children, bro. His children are freaky as hell, like all of them. And then there's a normal one, V, who just an amazing end to the movie as well. Yeah, overall, I just want to make sure I touch everything. The storylines, man, they were great. They were great. You know, from Happy's highs. Started from his lows to his highs, you know. He loses his wife. He's an alcoholic. Scraper for money. And at the end, picks up golf. And he was washed at the beginning. I'm like, damn, it's been like a decade. I don't know if he still has. He tries to go to his happy place. his happy place is with him with beer, and he's trying to refrain from drinking. So he's like, I need a new happy place. Finds that new happy place, and then Happy Gilmore is back. Man, he was so washed to the point that he was playing with other people, and they had no idea who he was. He literally had to put his hat up so they could see who he was, and then they were like, damn, that's Happy Gilmore? Basically, damn it, that's the mighty have fallen? This guy's washed. Holy shit. And then, on some nostalgic shit, he taps into his bag, goes on tour. He has to do this one thing for his daughter V to get her to this, what was it, like this dancing class in like what, overseas. And he needs to finish top 5 in his tournament. He ends up phenomenally, like in the first couple of days, and of course the last day he ends up just shitting himself. Ends up finishing 6th, and he needs to finish top 5. But the guy that finished 5th was actually on the opposition's golf team, so he obviously didn't count because he was an unethical golf player. So coincidentally, he becomes the 5th player and going to this tournament and doing this thing. And I'm gonna mention all throughout this video, Bad Bunny, my respect for him has gone through. I want to consider myself as a Bad Bunny fan, not because I don't like his music. I'm not Spanish speaking, so I don't really understand Spanish, thing like that. So I really don't listen to his music. But oh my goodness, bro, his character was so hysterical. Oscar, that was Happy's caddy. He was hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. Especially that cameo he had with Travis Kelce. That was phenomenal. I mean, so many people were in this movie that I'll get into throughout the rest of the video. But just to hit on that part, I mean, I feel like this was a really good movie. You know, the nostalgia. You get the Shooter McGavin. You get the Hows. You get the this. You get the that. You get Chubbs' kid. And you get the kid as well. My boy Boba Marjanovic. Unfortunately, his dad ended up passing away. Man, just so many things were hit on. Just absolutely phenomenal. It was great. The ending was really good too. We saw Guy Fieri have a side mission. This man Scotty Scheffler on some troll side mission stuff. You saw Roy McIlroy, I believe Bryson DeChambeau. I'm not a big golf guy, but these guys are obviously people that I've heard of. But yeah, it was just absolutely absurd. Man, this man Happy's family is absolutely absurd. And then randomly Eminem side mission. And then, you know, they were heckling him like they did in Happy Gilmore 1 with, of course, the guy that was heckling him, the jackass guy. His kid is there. And Happy's family for owning that freak. And the Gators finished the job. That heckling freak was obviously played by Eminem. So Eminem, GG, oh man. And then the shooter script of him coming out of nowhere, you know, getting through the mental institute and being really Happy's #1 opposition. And then he ends up becoming close with Happy, brings him to his house. And then he ends up going to the green with him and for the tournament. And they need one more person because Scheffler's, you know, he literally beat up one of the opposition guys that was heckling him. And, you know, W script, my boy Shooter had to step in. He had one shot. My boy Shooter said this. Boop. Hole in one. Let Shooter cook. Yes, sir. And then my boy Oscar is the GOAT, bro. The literal last possible chance that Happy had to not get into the Maxi Club, because if he missed, he had to go there. If he didn't, he won the tournament and won all the proceedings and the money and all that, the earnings. He had that all. He literally gets there. It's a certain green that literally moves, and of course, Manatee, your Menace to Society, the leader, I believe, of Maxi Golf, he literally moves the green in like a circle, so he literally has to make this shot even harder for him. Obviously, of course, why not? My boy, he literally misses it by this much, but Oscar moves perfectly at the exact time, and it just goes in. Just an absolute phenomenal script. That was amazing. And then how it ends up getting packed up at the AA meeting by basically Happy's this girl that he was like basically like a father figure to her. I don't know what's going on with their dad or her family, or I don't know what's going on, but he was basically her father figure, just looking after her, getting on Hal like, man, leave her alone. And she's like, nah, I got this. She talks into her shirt, and then she's like, yeah, you can come now, basically. And then like the SWAT team, my boy Kid Cudi pulled up. I'm like, what the hell, man? That was amazing. Like I said, I don't care. That was a really good sequel. Overall, I gave it an 8.6 out of 10. I'm not a big, not like a harsh critique or anything like that, but it was comedic, it was nostalgic, and it was a lot of newer characters on top of people that were in the previous movie, but also people that I'm just grew to be like fond of, you know, like as a WNBA fan, Kelsey Plum, as an NFL fan, Travis Kelce. You know, I obviously know of Bad Bunny. I obviously know of Guy Fieri. I obviously know of Kid Cudi. Like, there's just so many people in this movie that I'm just like, wow. Like, people that I've heard of as well. Like, Margaret, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly. I've definitely heard of her. I'm not sure if I've seen a movie of hers, though. I'm not a big movie guy. But Margaret Qualley. Obviously, we know of, and I'm a fan of, Post Malone, you know. There's Bryson DeChambeau Bryson DeChambeau in golf, Keegan Bradley, golf, Ricky Fowler, Tony Finau, you know? It's like, it's just so many people. Brooks Koepka, Rory McIlroy, Jack Nicklaus, Scotty Scheffler, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Bubba Watson, and then the GOAT, Will Zalatoris in Happy Gilmore 1 was Happy's caddy. Ends up becoming a golfer, and he ends up doing the move that he did to Will's character in Happy Gilmore 1, just going right on top of him and just boom, just knocking him to the ground. Just an absolute menace to society. Obviously, Travis Kelce, the second best at it, in my humble opinion, to my GOAT, Robin Krosky, as a dire Patriots fan living in New England. I mean, come on now. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, Eminem, Dan Patrick, Stephen A. Smith, that menace to society is on here as well. Chris Berman, Reggie Bush as well. I didn't even know Reggie Bush played eight ball. I have no idea, to be honest. That was insane. Nikki Garcia. It's just so many damn people. It was literally. And I love that he included his family as well. Like I mentioned, Guy Fieri, Food Network legend, Kid Cudi. It was absurd, man. It just was absolutely absurd. I mean, I literally looked up so many times, like, is that who I think it is? Like, yeah, Alex Earl, the guys off Cameron, Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby. Shout out to my dog Chris next door, Bobby Lee. Like, so many people were in this movie. It was really fucking good. Let's get into it overall now. So like I mentioned, hold on, I'm getting a couple notifications. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, cool. Yeah, like I said, I give Happy Gilmore 2 an 8.6 out of 10. My boy, Happy, I mean, unfortunately for him, Bruins legend Happy, I mean, his kids just were not built for golf. Like, those guys, those four, they were built for hockey. And the other one, Viv, she was definitely built for she was definitely built for not hockey, like dancing or cheerleading and things like that. So with all due respect, Vienna, which is actually his daughter, which is insane. Like, that's just amazing. Imagine those, being able to be in a movie with your wife and your children. I mean, that just had to be amazing. It came out, in my opinion, at least, as a really good movie overall, a really good sequel. You know, it's really just comedic relief and things of that nature. It was just really, really nice, in my humble opinion. I still have no idea, like I mentioned, you know, why did his wife stay still when the ball was coming directly at her, especially knowing how hard he hits the ball. Like, it literally baffles me. Literally, though. But yeah. And then I was watching, and they just randomly mentioned Love Island. Now, I've never watched a single second of Love Island. I've only seen clips and things like that. You were not getting me. Maybe when I have a girl one day and she wants to watch it, I mean, sure, why not? But on my own, where I am currently, probably not. I know that what Season 7 dropped. Like, shout out to them. I always see it on my timeline unprovoked, but it is what it is. they mentioned, I was like, damn, how long ago have they been recording this? Where Love Island really got big over this last couple of months, and I think they were watching Love Island Australia. I had no idea that they were on season 7 by now, but shout out to them. And then my dog, like I mentioned, W Kelsey Plus cameo. As a massive WNBA fan, I'm constantly watching the WNBA on my playback channel, playback.tv/your boy John. Constantly watching W games. To see Kelsey Plum there, I mean, that was amazing. And then, like I mentioned, my boy Adam Sandler, aka Happy Gilmore, my dog came back washed. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he literally came back an insane alcoholic. Like, literally was drinking on the job. Like, literally drinking on the greens. Like, buddy, you need help. You feel what I'm saying? And then they go meet up with Shooter McGavin. Shooter McGavin, my dog got rage baited, you know? They were trying to see if he's fit to leave that mental institute or leave prison to go to mental institute. And he was chilling, and then they were like, oh, what about if you meet Happy? And he's like, oh, I'm not gonna go anywhere near him. And then he's like, oh, rage baited him, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Like, literally, Hall of Fame rage baited you, buddy. But he's up at the end, getting his Sonic rings back. To shout out to bro. And we saw how, when I first saw how, I was like, because that's like, at the ending of the movie, that's such like an integral part to Happy Gilmore. Like, the rage that I felt when I saw him, like, mistreat Happy's grandmother and try to play it off, and just seeing the disappointment in Happy's face when he saw that. I believe he saw like a split second of that, but obviously his grandmother is deceased of like over like 15 years now, he mentioned. But it's just like, Jesus Christ, the nostalgia. And I say nostalgia when I watched this movie the first time, like earlier this year, but still, it's still nostalgia in my humble opinion. So many people, like I mentioned earlier, that I named just on side missions. It was just absolutely absurd. I believe even Paige Spiranek, who we obviously always see on like Twitter and Instagram. Shout out to Paige, and I shout out to Paige. Good snow. And my boy really just turned around his whole life, beat the Wasp allegations, and just ended up out on top. You know, he ended up giving his family the life that they deserved, you know, his children, because they were just staying alongside him. And he's like, no, y'all can do your own as well. I don't want to hold you down. And to generating enough money to really just send them where they need to be. And it was amazing. You know, he's doing his thing, they're doing their thing. They're not both like holding each other down. They're doing what they should all be doing, and not just being together just for the sake of being so, which is what everybody should want at the end of the day. Just a really good supportive family. You know, they don't play with their dad at all, and his dad does not play with them. Like, they have the utmost respect for each other. They hold each other down. They do not tolerate any disrespect whatsoever. And then, man, one of the funniest moments, that Travis Kelce and Bad Bunny scene where Bad Bunny, I believe, was the bus boy, and Travis was the I believe he was, I forgot what the top of my head was, but I think he was literally just not the chef, but he was literally just working at the restaurant as well, and he was like his boss or whatever. And they get into it, and he ends up firing him, and then randomly, it knows it's a side mission. But Happy's like, oh, what's your happy place? Goes to his happy place. Bad Bunny does, and it's him getting honey put over Travis, and Bears just basically just like going to town on, not like that, but literally like eating him up and stuff like that. Not like that. Jesus Christ. I saw a video today that looked like something like that, and I'm like, yeah, get that off my timeline ASAP. They really let that demon Scooter McGavin free, but thankfully he ends up again recouping his Sonic coins. And then the Will throwback again. I'm not 1,000% sure if that is the same Will Zalatoris character that was played by Will in not season 1, but in Happy Gilmore 1. But if it was, cool. If it wasn't, less cool. But man, the nostalgia again, it was amazing. They absolutely cooked with the cast from Golf Players. It was like so many people, from golf players, like I mentioned earlier, golf players to football players to basketball players to known actors to known actresses to known artists to known this to this. Like, it was so many people. Happy place for my boy Happy. Bro came back like he never left. And Will, welcome to the pack, brother. Bro got hit with that PTSD. GG, buddy. Bro was talking under his breath. Hey man, talking like a real man next time, brother. And I know I did not just see Stephen A. Smith on my screen. Well, I actually did. That troll was really on my screen. And it ends up talking about one of these, not Stephen A., but another side mission. It's a point where Hallelujah was talking about Mother's Day, and obviously that's a damper time in the Gilmore family because obviously their mother, Virginia, unfortunately did end up passing away because of Happy hitting a ball literally right at her. And I don't know how that wasn't just like a facial injury, whatever, but it ends up leading to her death. Like, I'm still confused by that, but I mean, nowadays, imagine getting hit by like a baseball like a million times an hour. Like, yeah, that's tough. That's tough for sure. My dog, Boban Marjanovic. Remember that tall guy from Happy Gilmore 1? Well, in Happy Gilmore 2, unfortunately, ended up passing away. But his kid, Boban Marjanovic, Clippers legend, Clippers legend, Rockets legend. My boy, Boban Marjanovic, man. I believe he was also on the Sixers as well. Last year, he was on the Rockets, and they're having that, what was it, like the misfit or something, shit like that? Shout out to my boy, Bobby. Yes, sir. And Jenkins, buddy. You need to be stopped, man. With this unethical maxi league, getting a surgery to hit the ball hard. Like, brother, you need help, freak. Thankfully, you're in a pack. Jesus Christ. Unethical bait, unethical golf will not be tolerated in this household. And then we got common shooter terrorism, Manatee sets him free from the mental facility. Sets him free from the jail and goes to enlist him into a mental facility, which they end up doing it for a little bit. And then he ends up telling me the story about him setting up this maxi golf, which is unethical golf. And Shooter's like, what? I'm not doing this. Throws coffee on him, runs out, and yeah, goes to see Virginia, which again is Happy's wife's grave. Happy's right there behind him and talking like, what? What are we saying? To kind of get into it, like fist fight, stuff like that, and to making up, going to Happy's house, and the rest was history. You feel what I'm saying? And this man John Daly, because Happy was like, oh, I have alcohol in this sanitizer. You just gotta open his bun or whatever. And they're just doing this. It's actual sanitizer, and he ends up basically being addicted to the sanitizer. John Daly, buddy, you are a menace to society. Nostalgic seeing Chubbs as kid again. He also, is that like brought down? I mean, how is his kid's hands also like fake and broken as well? Like, that was absurd. And Esteban, which is basically at a point Bad Bunny, aka Oscars, the caddy's caddy, which is like his, I think it was like his cousin or something like that. That dude is hysterical. Like, they were practicing by hitting balls off of him and try to get it out the way, and then he tried to become the caddy's caddy. Like, that was absurd. That was hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. And then we saw the Hot Ones GOAT, Sean Evans, for a little bit. Man, and then the Manatee pack at the end. Happy's family winning. Happy winning. Not gonna lie, for a second, I kind of thought that dancing teacher and Happy might have ended up together. I don't know. Is there a Happy Gilmore 3? I don't know. But yeah, man, that was really good. Happy Gilmore 2 was really good. I really don't get the slander I've seen on my timeline, but at the end of the day, movies are subjective. Even saw as well, I'm seeing right here, MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. I believe he's in the UFC. Shout out to bro. But yeah, man, it was a really good movie. I would definitely recommend. I mean, if you watch this far, you basically get just the entire movie. But it's like, come on, man. Like, it was good. It was good. Yeah, basically mentioned everybody in the cast for now. That was great. I have no complaints at all. No complaints for me one bit. First review in a while. I'm going to try to prime myself to watch Squid Game. I'm on season 2. I'm like halfway through episode 2. It's like 5 episodes. I've been trying to get through it. I went on a Florida trip, came back Tuesday. I'm gonna try to bang that out, but I've been streaming so much on playback, and then when I'm off of that, I'm just watching like stream and stuff like that, watching videos. So there's a lot. It's baseball season, trade deadline season. Like, it's a lot to keep up with. NFL preseason is right around the corner. You know, so trying to be locked into the NBA, obviously locked into the W. It's a lot going on right now, but grind season is here. I've been streaming on playback for 70 something days in a row. I've been streaming on playback consecutively. This tonight will be my 73rd day in a row. It is grind season. Links to all of my channels are in the description box below if you guys want to go and see that. I do a lot of different things. But yeah, other than that, yo, that is the video episode. Go down below, drop a like, comment down below, sub up, make sure to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. Also my Instagram. Links to everything is in the description box down below. But other than that, it's been your boy John. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and I'm out, man.